them not have what they want just because I'm restricting myself. And I just kind of feel like that's, and I try and instill that a lot in my clients as well, in terms of don't let anybody else feel bad for what you're doing.
Yeah, so you're saying about you didn't want to reflect your self and family stuff, so you do all the cooking for your children and stuff, going out for meals and stuff. I know I'm something similar myself. I sort of do during prep and stuff, I'll still do all family stuff and all. Well, I suppose probably the last week would be the only time where I'd sort of try and just try and stay focused on myself. But the kids and all, they all know that they still have a bit of crack and banter, so they do, and they sort of try and keep you happy, so they do. But,
I think it's imperative to try and keep as much normality in your life. It is hard, and it's a fine balance, and a lot of people fail in the balancing act.
Yeah,
and it's understandable, but I think it's important for the longevity of your bodybuilding adventure to try and have as much normality as possible. You know, like going out, doing stuff. Like, it is difficult, it is hard.
I
But if
don't
you try,
think I don't think I could do. When most people go and prep, they could just isolate themselves or stay away from everybody. I don't think I could do that. I like to have people around me. I find it gives you more energy and feeds you're more positive about everything. See, sitting about your house on your own, just sitting eating and repeating all the time. I couldn't do that. I think my head would just explode.
when I'm on prep, being on my own is the least of my. That's the last thing I want. I don't ever want to be. I don't like sitting. I'm a social person. I don't like to be on my own anyway.
Yeah.
Apart from when I'm training, that's different.
Well, the training's different. That's your that's me time.
100%.
Do you find that attitude whereby you try to keep life as normal, and I say normal in inverted commas, as possible, helps you enjoy the experience more? And the reason why I ask this is because countless times we spoke to people who've done the bodybuilding before, and even people who haven't done bodybuilding but have gone on to do photo shoots, they say by the time they get there, they're absolutely miserable, and it's just getting through that day that they want to go. But obviously on the stage, there's adrenaline and there's stuff like that going on. I don't know how it is with photo shoots. I've never done them on myself. But do you think if you had a more normal life and kept things on an even keel, that would be a more enjoyable experience? From your experience?
100%. Yeah. Now, again, it does take a lot more discipline to be able to be more normal. You know, of course, it's the whole food prep. Okay, you've got to bring your food with you. You just got to be organized. If you're an organized person, if you're not an organized person, do a contest prep. It'll make you organized. It's like, and also, like, when you're a busy person, you know, you've got to be organized. You know, even when I'm not on contest prep, all my food for today is already cooked. I live my life like that. It's normal. I've got up this morning. I got up before anyone else. I cooked all my food. It's all prepped. It's all sat there. It's all done. When I need a meal, I go and grab it. I literally I work at home. My meals are in the kitchen right now. I don't want to have to go in and cook food. It's done. It's cooked. I will then cook for the kids later and they'll have their meal.
Yeah.
But I think having that normality in your life makes your journey. I want to be able to enjoy my journey to the stage. I want all my clients to be able to enjoy the process. And I think if you isolate yourself, like Dave said, isolating yourself, locking yourself away, you would be miserable. You're going to spend your whole life falling through food.
Yeah.
Here's a bit of a question. So when you have that isolating yourself away from everyone and anything and focus on being very self-disciplined, very self-motivated, very self-aware, versus people who are trying to live normal life and enjoy the stuff but still put in the hard effort, do you think that reflects on where they place in competitions?
No,
so themselves place higher generally from your experience?
No, not at all. Because although I'm trying to do the life things as normal, I am still 100% on the ball. Like my meals I don't miss a beat. Training doesn't miss a beat. My steps, my cardio, everything, I don't miss a beat. Just try and involve people in that as well. So I've just got the balance better. It's like I could sit at home and be miserable. We could, on the weekends, we go out and do stuff all the time. We'll go national parks and walk bloody miles. And that's the last thing I want to do. There'll be times where we'll go, my wife will go, we're going to go this place this weekend. And I'll be like, yep. In here, I'm going, oh my God, that place is massive. And then we'll get there and she'll show me the route and it'll be like, oh, in my mind, I'm thinking that. Outwardly, I'm going, let's go. Where are we going? My legs don't want to move. I'm like, I just dragged myself out the car. I've got all my meals with me. I'm fine. I'm getting it done. So I'm like making the effort. It's not easy. I make the effort to get it done, but I'm not missing a beat. I think that the people who isolate themselves and become miserable in prep, I think that shows more on stage because I think that they're not enjoying it.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I think
does that mean sorry, when they're on stage, because you also do posing, can you see them in the way that they stand? Are they more rigid? Are they more, I don't know, not flexing the right muscles? They're just looking as if they're just pure miserable. Does that go against them as well?
Confidence makes a massive difference in the way you present yourself. Your mood makes a massive difference in how you present yourself. Like how you see yourself is reflective of how your mood is. So I'll have check-in pictures, videos. I don't do pictures. All my clients do videos. So I like to see them move. I don't want to see stills. I want to see them move. I want to see transitions. So when they're sending their videos through, I'll be replying to it going, you are one miserable shit today. Like, because I can see it in their body language. I can see it in the way they pose. I can see it in their in everything. Over. And they'll be like, yeah, I don't like how I look today. I can tell that. I can, even in off-season, right? Off-season videos, check-in videos. People will be like, I don't like how I look at the moment. It's like, that's fine. You're not supposed to. You know, it's okay. You're supposed to be a bit soft. But when you do your check-in video for me, I need you to pretend that you like what you're seeing. Because then you'll pose properly. Because if you don't like what you're looking at and you're slugging around, then your posing's crap. So your presentation is so important because the judges are human, right? If you're smiling on stage, no word of a lie, if you're smiling on stage, they are more likely to look at you because they will be naturally gravitated to you. If you're scowling and you're like miserable, well, they're going to look at you because that's their job. They probably don't want to spend much time looking at you.
Yeah.
So it does reflect massively your mood, your presentation, how you're doing it. If you're knackered, like Dave will know this himself, leading into a show, you should be pulling off fatigue. So you should be going into a show feeling a lot better than what you felt the week before. Because you should be pulling fatigue away, so you should feel better.
Full of energy.
If you've been digging all the way into the show and you're knackered on stage, you can see.
Yeah, definitely. That's like yourself and all. It's inspiring. I remember sitting talking to one of the finals. It was actually your last final. You were called the last dance or something. And I remember you sitting chatting, you were doing all the different shows, and I couldn't get over the way every time you done a show, you done a different routine to different music and all. That just blew me away. For those of you out there who don't know, Darren is known for his posing routines and skills and style of routines. And to hear that saying you're doing different music to each show, I was like, wow, how do you do it?
I've never done the same routine twice, ever.
That's amazing.
Never had, so 30 shows, I've done 30 routines, 30 different musics. Never done the same music and routine twice. I even did the UKDFBA Southern, that was last year.
Yeah.
And they allowed you to do crossover because they just introduced classic. So Lee was allowing you to try your hand at classic. And I'm like, I'm not classic, but I thought, I'm going to give it a crack because I can get on stage twice. So
yeah,
I did 2 routines. So I sent off 2 pieces of music, and he emailed me back going, you git. He said I was only going to allow 1 routine per competitor if you cross over. I've seen that you're doing 2. Are you doing 2 different routines? And I was like, yeah. He went, I'll allow it then. So he let me do 2. On the same day, I did 2 classes, masters and classic, and I did 2 different routines, 2 different musics on that day.
That's what I say. Every time you do a show, I'm on Instagram or something, waiting to see what routine you're doing. You just make it flawless, and I would love to be able to do stuff like that. Unfortunately, I have just 2 left feet, and to see like yourself and everybody else doing routines and all, it just blows me away.
Can I just jump in as the only non-bodybuilder here?
Yeah.
Why would you not want to do a different routine each time you go in a competition?
I agree.
Because like you're there to show off what you've learned. You're there to show off your physique. You've learned new things and what works and what doesn't work, what they're looking for, what they're not looking for. And my God, if I was doing the same routine to the same music all the time,
you get fed up.
I'd be going to die.
Mm-hmm.
Like I know you can change the song up, but it's more fun to have a bit of variety, isn't it? Like I take spin classes, and I don't like. There's people who could do spin classes to do the same routine all the time, or the same routine, just change music up. I have my classes. All my classes are different. I don't repeat the class unless it's like a year down the line.
Mm-hmm.
I understand from a confidence standpoint why, and a lot of my clients will do this. I do encourage them to do different routines, but if you're not as confident and it's not your favorite part, and maybe you're a bit clumpy, maybe your transitions aren't great, and you just want to focus on the main bit, I understand why people will do the same routine. Like they might do a qualifier and a finals, and they just stick to the same routine. That's fine. Like a lot of people do that, but I see people doing year after year, and they're doing the same routine. You did that one last year to the same music. And it's, if that's what they want to do and they enjoy it, that's okay.
I like picking different music. But this year, my son, he's around, he wants to add it and do my music, so I don't know what he's going to come up with. So I've told him, listen, you need to start doing it now, because you need to give me at least a good year to try and figure something out here. So to me, it's good experience doing that there, and having your family involved as well again.
See, I like the process of coming up with a new routine. I will do, right, I'm going to my routine for the first show of the year, I'm going to pick a track and I'll do my routine for that. And I'll get off stage and I'll pick another track for the next one. I'll get off stage. So I did last year, I did 7 shows, and I did a couple of shows that were back to back, as in 1 week after the other. So I'm like, I finished the show, got home the next day. I'm like, right, let's put something together for the next show. And I just enjoy that process. I just enjoy the art of it, the enjoyment of thinking of new transitions and just seeing how it looks. I'm a big advocate of watching yourself back posing, though. Like I hate it when I see people doing routines and they clearly haven't watched themselves back because that shot doesn't work. That shot isn't complementary to their physique. That shot doesn't work for them, or they just destroyed it. It's a great shot. They just haven't done it. They haven't pulled it off.
For me, I will be like yourself. I have about 40 million videos of posing, just practicing, playing with music and seeing what I can do and tweak it and stuff. As I said, and then I suppose, and again, I suppose it comes on a stage, like you're ready, you know what you're going to do, you're ready for it, rather than standing, sitting, saying, right, what am I going to do now? But my next question is, I'm in Dan asked this here since you've got on the natural Olympia. You had competed in it. Tell me the experience about it. I am down to hear this.
So, firstly, the whole experience was made by the team.
Yeah,
you know, the UKDFBA, as a group of people, as a group of sport bodybuilding enthusiasts, it's just a great group of people. Lee, Amy, and Mark, obviously the main guys, but everyone around them is contagious. And they just made it a huge event for the team, and they embraced it, and they brought everyone in, and it was a real community. Going out to Vegas, it was just really special, right? It's like
Ah,
Just feel like it's the home of bodybuilding.
that's one of my goals. And then sit and follow your journey right up to it and all, And I would say, what was I suppose the adrenaline was just pumping out of you, from start to finish.
Well, I'm very relaxed going into shows. I'm not stressed. I've done it enough times as a competitor since I was 6. I've never found like competing stressful. I've always been able to be very, very relaxed. I
Yeah,
had no pressure. I just go and enjoy it. I'm going to go. I'm going to do my best. I'm going to have a great time. And look, this is the main thing, right? When you get to that point when you're leading into the show and you know that you look good, you know that you're on the money,
yeah,
you're confident. It's like, it's not an arrogance. It's like, I've done all the work. I am in a good place. So if the judges like what they see and I place well, great. If I get beat, it's no big deal. It's like, I look the best I could possibly look right now.
that's
No
the
stress.
experience.
It absolutely comes from experience. Just having that calmness of, look, I've done the work. I'm not stressing. And going into the show, it was just good to just be part of the whole event. The show was really run very well. You have the meeting the night before, you register the night before, you get to see who's in your
Brilliant.
class in terms of numbers. It was a huge show. And it was a great event just to be part of.
Yeah. Well,
Can I ask a question? Well, as any female, it'll be interesting for me to understand this one. I have been reading and listening to lots of podcasts about stuff out there, and a lot of stuff comes across in terms of confidence. And it said that, for example, women won't apply for a job unless they tick off all of the criteria, whereas a man, now this is obviously what I'm listening to, I don't necessarily 100% agree with it, will apply for a job if they meet 60% criteria and have 40% confidence in getting the job. Does that translate to how you work with your female clients and your male clients? Like, are you seeing male clients generally act more confident than the female clients when it comes to getting on the stage, knowing that they've done all that prep, or do you still have to like shimmy the women on? And it's not no slight to women. I love you all. And apologies. My little sprog is making all this noise. But yes, I'd be interested to know how it works for bodybuilding.
So you'd probably be more interested to know that most men are stressed out, pain in the asses, not confident, worrying about every detail. Like, it's not a male female thing at all.
Okay.
No, I've got some super chilled clients, male and female, and I've got some complete opposites, male and female. And I think it's a being happy with where you are kind of thing rather than a male female thing. But no, stress. Some people just stress. So some of my best clients, as in highest level clients,
mm-hmm.
have been in the past some of the most stressy clients.
Right.
Yeah.
Why is that?
And you'd be surprised. And of course, again, people don't see that. They only see the end result. They see the magnificent physique on stage, picking up a trophy. They don't know what you've had to deal with in the months beforehand.
Yeah, I've always said that. Like they only see us on stage. They don't see the behind the curtain, as I call it. What we go through to get up on that stage. Right, but I suppose that's where it brings us to a different level. Everybody else wants to do it, but they can't do it. And then again, that's where you've got your spectators who we all appreciate and love coming to the shows, or the ones who say would love to do it, and we all motivate them to do it.
People handle stress in different ways, though, but people manifest stress that isn't even there. Scenario. But what if? But what if? What if the sky fell down? It's probably not going to, is it?
No.
But people do manifest problems that aren't there, and they allow them to get bigger and bigger and bigger in their head. And I think sometimes people just need to
Take a step
chill a
back.
little bit. Yeah, just But again, saying that, you're deep in the trenches. You're in the deficit. You've been working hard. It's like you can say all these things, but when it comes to it, it's still not an easy situation to be able to manage.
No, just when you're just talking about that, there, I'm sitting thinking here, once I finish the podcast, it's the old favorite leg day. I'm meeting Neil down in the gym, and all I'm going through my head is like, I know I'm going to be sore, and I'm dreading this here. And you say, there you go, there's the friggin' the crappy negative mindset again, thinking, I wonder could I tell him that I'll skip today.
What about, even though you have that, it's going to be tough, surely the idea of coming away from it knowing that you beat it is more exciting than the actual being part.
Yeah, for sure. Like I'm an exhibitionist when it comes to being on stage.
I one of the best exhibitionists, definitely.
But I wouldn't walk down the beach with my top off.
No.
Well, he wears red Speedos instead.
Well, the thing is as well, it's like you have different environments, right? You have different egos in different situations. I'm very introvert in terms of showing my physique. Like I'm always wearing hoodies. You wouldn't catch me wearing a vest. Like I've got nothing against someone wants to wear a string vest with their nipples hanging out. That's fine. That's your thing. I'm not like that. So everyone just has a different way of approaching things. But the whole achievement thing, I think, is it's not unique to me. It's a thing for everyone. That self satisfaction of done that. Like that's an achievement. Like wherever you place on stage, everybody wants to win, but getting to the stage should be a win in itself.
Oh, like damn it. I always say, like, anybody who gets up on the stage, win, lose, or anything, you are the champion, absolute champion just for making it that far, putting yourself through everything, you are, everybody's winner on the day.
Yeah, just the achievement of being able to get to that point is massive. But you only know that once you've been through it, right? The outsider doesn't know what's gone into it unless they've been involved, like obviously your wife. But it's very much someone that has not experienced it or been involved in it doesn't see just what goes into it. So they don't get that sense.
Yeah.
But making it to the stage, the whole satisfaction. And that's why I said earlier, I want it to be hard. Like for me, I want it to be a challenge. I don't want it to be a walk in the park. I don't want everyone to go, oh, that was easy. It's not easy.
No.
It's going to be tough. But embrace that toughness, embrace that challenge, make it something that you're proud of at the end. Make it something that you go, do you know what? I did all right there. Tap myself on the back and go, I made that. Not talking about placing, not come first or last. Embrace the fact that you've done something amazing that most people can't do. And that is the reality of it.
That's it.
I couldn't run a marathon. Like, anyone that can go running and run a marathon, amazing. I couldn't do it. I've got no desire to. But the thing is, it comes down to desire, right? I have no desire to go running. Zero. So me thinking of running a marathon is one of the worst things I could possibly do.
I couldn't do it.
No.
Elaine's done a few. So you have three, is it?
And I brag about it as much as possible.
Absolutely, and so you should, because it's a huge achievement that most people could not do.
Yeah.
So that sense of achievement's massive.
Yeah, it's sad. It is like it's amazing. I admire people running. I don't know how Elaine will do it. Just get out and say, "I ain't go for a run today." I'm like, okay.
Now, granted, I haven't ran in about 2 years. Like any sort of races or anything fun, and I need to get my backside into gear and get out again.
There's your challenge for 2020 next year.
I'll stop you with your challenges because you just make me feel bad because I don't actually succeed. My lifestyle is not live right now. So right now I'm making the changes to get out every night and walk, and wherever my step count is on my watch, I have to beat it every single day. So that's my current challenge.
Yeah.
Baby steps right now. Baby steps right now. When you're dealing with 3 little kids, baby steps.
But that's the thing as well, isn't it? It's about balancing what you can do.
Yeah. Oh, it's frustrating though, because like when you've been so used to competing hard. I wouldn't say at a high level, but I did play hockey decent level, and I did run. Oh, I did all right in times. It wasn't like Olympic standard, but it was all right for what a short 5'1" girl. All right. But yeah, to get back to that, it's a hard job. Like I deal with a lot of people who have done sports in the past and they're highly competitive. And when they've had a break or they've had injuries or they've had babies, trying to get back into it and trying to get them to take incremental steps to
Yeah.
success is a hard thing to teach. But it's obviously what we do. Oh no,
What have you done?
I don't know what I've done.
You've
Was it a bit of a
switched your
bad thing?
camera off.
Oh, flipping Nora.
We've got a
There we
blooper
go.
reel.
There you are.
That'll go on the bloopers reel.
Ah, you blamed me last. It was my fault last week.
I love feeling we
Numpty.
always make mistakes. Like I am always the one making mistakes, aren't I? Darren, what's
Yeah.
coming up for you next before we go?
Well, me personally or business wise,
Both.
I've got no plans.
Okay.
I am training with the intention of being better. That's it. The whole retirement thing just didn't really work.
Retirement.
No way you retired. I know you haven't retired.
So I'm going to give you a little quick snippet of why I was retired, okay, and why I felt I was retired. So 2019, I tore my rotator cuff at early part of prep, and I prepped all the way through my rotator cuff tear. I had surgery booked in for end of October, after the British finals. I'm very lucky that I've got clients who are in the business in terms of medical. So I was able to book it in with my clients, and I got it done private. Anyway, I looked terrible in my mind. I hated how I looked on stage. I didn't feel like I was anywhere near where I should have been. And I didn't want to finish like that. I still did okay in terms of placing, but in terms of how I felt I looked, I wasn't happy. So I had surgery in October after the British finals. I had best part of 9 months of no training.
That's crazy.
No training because of my surgery. I hadn't really trained for 6 months of my prep. I could only do legs and I could do a bit of back. I couldn't do any pushing movements. So anyway, I looked terrible. I felt I have to go again. And I felt like I'm going to do one more season and then I'm done. So that was 2022.
Yeah.
I'm going to come back. 2022, I'm going to do as many shows as I possibly can. And I'm going to go out feeling good. So I did 7 shows, which finished at National Olympia, which was great. And obviously finished with a British title at UKDFBA. So an amazing year.
Class.
But all the way through that year, everybody kept saying to me, you're not done. You're not done. You still look young. Your physique still looks great. And in my mind, I always said, I will not be, and again, this is no slant on anyone else, I will not be a bodybuilder on stage if I feel like my physique's gone backwards. If I feel like my physique looks old, I will not compete again. That's just for me. That's my mindset.
I can remember backstage at the BNBF final, it was me, you, I can't remember who that was. We were actually chatting about that, and I actually remember you saying that there. You know,
and I just felt like at the end of that year, I just felt like I had such a good year. I was like, oh, am I done? Am I done? And then, of course, I'd qualified for the World Finals this year in June. And I said to the wife and the children I was done. And then in January, I got the invite through from Lee for the World Finals in June in Manchester. And I'm like, I'd be stupid not to take up that invite.
Oh, definitely.
I feel great. I come out of prep feeling great. Hormones were in a really good level, which often isn't the case for some people. My hormone levels were great. I was straight back into training. I felt fit. I felt healthy. I was 4 kilos up from stage weight because I always intended staying lean. So I managed to get through Christmas and still only put 4 kilos on. So that was great.
Brilliant.
And I was like, oh, I'm going to do it. I spoke to my daughter. and she was so excited, like so excited. And like for me, my daughter's always been there. My daughter comes to all my shows. Like all my shows last year, she was in the hotel with me the night before. My wife doesn't come, but my daughter does, and she's there with me, and she loves it.
Brilliant.
So when I said Manchester, June, World Finals, she was over the moon. So I'm like, that's a good enough reason. But I wanted it to be my last one again. I wanted my whole family there. My son had never seen me compete, so he came along and loved it, had a great day. And I finished that show, and I'm like, I said to my wife, I'm not done. She's like, yeah, didn't think so.
So
I went, I've got no. she was like, oh, well, whatever. I was like, I've got no plans to compete, but I will compete again.
Just
I
whenever
think.
you feel it.
Probably. Yeah. Well, I'm going to be 50 next year, so I'll be out. I'll be in the Grandmasters if I go again. I won't compete next year.
So you're not competing next year?
If you don't compete next
Definitely
year,
not.
You're going to be in a
So
different category.
and then I can sneak into the top 5 then.
It's all yours, mate. All yours. Well, I won't compete in the over 40s again. I'll be out of that category now. I turned 50. I'll be in the over 50s. So if I still feel, and again, there's still lots of ifs and buts and maybes. I am training with the intention. My training is going brilliant. If I still feel like my physique is worthy of being on stage, I'll compete again, potentially 2025.
That'll be class. It'll be good to see you on stage again, so good.
So watch this space, everyone. Excellent.
Yeah.
I always think if you've been doing so well and working in a business, I say this to my husband, I say this to my mum, even though secretly I want them to quit so they give me time back to do something that I want to do. If you got it in you, keep going with it, because you don't ever stop. Like I stopped when I was 36 playing.
36?
Yes, I'm now 41. So I've only played maybe 1 or 2 games since in terms of hockey. And it's still there, but I need to have my love of it back, that it has to be all consuming. And it's not there right now. But I know it will be at some point. And I'm not caring about age. Just want to be able to be fit enough to do it.
Just a number. Age is just a number.
And I think that's exactly right. I think I was in my own head about the age thing. I think I was in my head about, you see bodybuilders getting older and getting worse. And I'm like, I'm not going to be that guy. I'm not going to finish because I'm finished. I'll go out on my own terms. And the amount of feedback I had last year and the amount of nice things that were said, I was just like, yeah, I'm going to go again. And I'm like, do you know what? As long as I feel like I can, as long as I'm healthy, as long as my body's still responding, as long as I'm in a good place, I'll carry on.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well,
so
Darren,
before we finish off, we always ask our guests to give 3 tips on whether it be, in your instance, on bodybuilding or posing that can help make that difference. That one person, if it was just one person today, what are those tips that you would like to share?
Be consistent with everything you do. Like whatever you do in life, be consistent and do to your best ability. Like just whatever you want to do, set your mind to it, be consistent, do it to your best ability, whether that be with your food prep, organization, life, family, posing, of course. It's just about go all in, create the balance and go all in.
Yeah.
Right, cool. What else? Balance, consistency, and go all in.
And I think that's kind of like a good motto for your life, right? I think it's just, someone said to me before about, is it 50-50 training and nutrition? No, it's 100% nutrition, because that's important. It's 100% training, because that's important.
Yeah.
When you finish training, it's 100% family, because they're important. There's no 50-50 here. Like my family are 100% of my focus when it's necessary. My training is 100% of my focus when I'm training. It's all hundreds. Everything's 100%. Give everything 100%. You can't go wrong then. You can't look back and go, maybe I didn't give that 100%. Oh no, I gave it all 100%.
That's it. Well, Darren, this episode has been a pleasure and an honor, and I've been down to get you on. So it's I cannot wait for everybody else to see this. And I think maybe it'd be good, no, I was just thinking while we're sitting talking there, like a Christmas special edition, if you get yourself and Bob on, all of us all on for like a Christmas edition would be pretty cool. That would be a good one to have both of you on sitting chatting and stuff.
Well, I will hit him up this weekend for you.
That'd be cool. So but say I'm going to have to shoot on. So I'm just about to go and do a bit of training. I suppose you're going to do a bit of training yourself, Darren, and Elaine, I don't suppose you have clients.
No, I gotta pick up my 3-year-old.
3-year-old. Brilliant. Well, Darren, thank you very much. This has been a pleasure and honor as always. I could sit and chat to you all day. It's so good, just non-stop. So as I say,
I appreciate the invite. No, thank you guys. It's been great chatting to you both.
That's good.
Awesome.
I'm doing our one. So and it's good to see you all
Looking forward
again.
to watching your next treadmill walk talk.
Oh, you probably have one on tomorrow morning. I would say probably today.
Please do
I will make sure you make it into today's edition for sure.
Brilliant. Awesome.
Well, folks, I love you all, but I gotta leave you. So thank you very much, Darren and Lane. We'll see you all later. Bye.
Take care. Bye.
Okay, guys. Thanks for having me. Bye-bye.
Bye.